Hey everyone, it's Austin and welcome back to the channel. It's day 347 on my journey to 2000 where I'll be uploading a video every day until I make it there. So thank you very much and let's get right into it. So let's just face it head on. Yesterday was a bit of a train wreck. I played more games after that on tilt and I did fine. I mean, like, here's the thing about it, right? Is that like I know that I'm good enough to swing with these guys and people that are even much higher rated than me. It's just a matter of how focused I can stay the entire game. And, you know, that kind of sucks, but obviously it makes sense. So it just is what it is, man, you know? But we're at 1808, getting the day started today. And don't forget to check out fiandketoclub.com and use code Kiwi for a discount because they really have some awesome stuff. Okay, I haven't seen this move. Have not seen this move. I guess this is the orthodox variation. I mean, you're not really pressuring that pawn, so let's just go here. I guess you are, in a way, pressuring that pawn. Yeah, okay. You can do this. Well, not really, because it loses a piece, but that's neither here nor there. I feel like bishop here is so natural, because a knight can't ever come to this square. I have ideas to break like this and open up my bishops now. Okay, not anymore. Might as well push. Ask him where his knight's going. Mostly as a rhetorical question because his knight doesn't have very many good places to go. Wow. That's pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie. I guess it works though, so I can't say much. I feel like I'm ahead in development. Whoa. There's no way that that's correct. I'm sorry. There's just no way. Takes and your pawn is backwards. I mean, takes, what do you do immediately? I mean, this has to be it. Wow. That is crazy. I mean, I can just do this. I go here, he moves the knight. Pawn's under attack. It's also defended. You can play takes. Takes. Queen here. I don't know if I want to take first. If I go here and he takes, is that like any good for him? I don't think so. Let's go here, hit the pawn. Kind of expecting this move, and then we might just play this and be patient. This is definitely a position I'm not familiar with, so I'm trying to do my best here, but I'm definitely in a similar mentality right now to how I was last night, which is not a good mentality to be in. Okay, so what squares are he hitting? Is he hitting? Nothing feels that scary. If I go here, he can push. If I go here, he can push, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not stopping pushing, but I want to get my queen on the c file so I can get a rook on the d file, I think. Here, I mean, can he push? I guess he can. That gets a little bit unclear. That's a weird position. If he pushes, I have to take. No, if he pushes, I have to take. Because otherwise, if I take, he can throw in this move intermezzo. And then that's going to be very scary. I mean, just this, no? The knight is very much controlled right now, which I like. I want to go rook AC1 and break with B4. Okay. That's defended. Let's continue with the plan for now. This bishop isn't doing much right now, though. It might be good to try to put it over here. Something just doesn't smell right. I think pushing might actually be good. That gives him a potentially a protected pass pawn in the center of the board. It also gives this pawn more mobility, which I don't like. I think just improving my bishop is natural here. And then after that, perhaps breaking with this move. My queen wants to move around. It doesn't want to be tied down to the e4 pawn. Guys, I do not feel good right now. I had way too much coffee today. Okay, that's relatively natural, I suppose. I can just defend like this, though. And now this move. Ooh, now this move looks so good. Does nothing, takes. Takes. This drops. No, it doesn't. Let's take. Takes. What? I don't understand this move. I mean, like, this is just the threat right now. Here, I can still take this. He's got to be careful. A lot of his pieces feel loose. This move is about to shut his bishop out of the game. Like, all of his pieces are tied down to defending certain things right now. Yeah, I mean, just this, right? Is there another way for him? Is there a way to add a second attacker to that? I don't think so. You can go here. Here, there. What if I'm doing too much too fast? Here, here. No, that doesn't make sense. I'm getting nervous. Just do it, Austin. Stop being such a freaking wuss. God, dude, like, I am not an anxious person, guys. Like, that's the funny thing about my mentality when I play chess is, like, my whole life I've prided myself, and I'm not trying to sound like a freaking weirdo, but, like, I've prided myself, like, being confident and being an outgoing person and, like, trying to, you know, not be anxious in general, because anxiety is something that just plagues people. But for some reason, I sit down and I play a game of chess, and I'm just a big old ball of nerves. It's so annoying. So I had 8 misses. I knew that bro was playing some weird stuff. I just didn't know the best way to deal with it. Here, I thought he just goes here, and he's pressuring this. We just take. And this is just really good for us. Doubled e-pawns is really bad for him. Rook d1. Queen c8. Bishop e3. e6, trying to break. Take this time just to improve the rest of our pieces. No? h3. Rook d8. c5 is wild. I think b4 makes sense. Just like staying in the spirit. Well, I guess not, because then that pawn's just gonna be floating out there after takes. So c5, like if takes, then what? E takes. And we're just making a pass pawn in the center of the board, I guess. c6, absolutely d6. I mean, c6 is a crazy move. But I guess it's like, what else do you play? e4. Trying to do something. Queen c4. Just straight up hitting the pawn. Queen f5. a4 now. Interesting. But he took, and he went back, and I defended, and then pushed. a4 right away. Yeah, I guess bishop e2 was like kind of stupid. I really liked f4. I mean, I feel like that really messed him up. f5. That hangs a knight, so you can't do that. What's his best move after f5? Just king h8. King h1 is hilarious. Bishop f6. Queen d2. a5. Not preventing this at all. Yeah, bishop h6 just makes a lot of sense. gf. ef. Rook g8. That pawn is currently hanging. Bishop f3. Hitting the silly little rook in the corner. Rook a7. This pawn is hanging now. Yeah, weird line, man. Bishop d5. Defending this pawn, hitting this pawn. Knight b6. Hitting the bishop, defending the pawn. Wow. Knight e4, hitting the hanging bishop now. Or sorry, it's not hanging. Knight takes. CD. a4. Well, yeah, I mean, this is just... I guess this is +1. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, okay, so all my misses are going to be not playing f5. Yeah, all my misses are going to be not playing f5. Okay, I mean, let's... I don't... It didn't really tell me a whole lot, the engine line that I looked at. GF, rook takes is best. And I guess it's just leading to an attack. I mean, d5 he opens and now my rook is misplaced. ED, knight takes. I mean, we could just do this, but that's not what it wants. Rook h5 aiming for checkmate is hilarious. Bishop f2, a little bit more reserved. Rook 88, rook f1. Rook d7, defending the 7th rank further. b3. I mean, like, okay, like, you can't say it's a miss if it's a difference in evaluation of 1 point and there's no KO. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, it's been a while since I've gone on a engine rant like this, but I just feel like you can't call that a miss. Oh, just straight up rook takes. CD. I mean, this makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. King f2, just go after the pawn right away. Knight here. Rook's c7. No, but this is a little bit scary, isn't it? Bishop d1. Rook c7 is the only move. I probably would have played king e2. And that's why nobody will ever remember my name. d3 check, blockade the pawn, and then do that kind of crap. But anyway, blunder. That's one of the things that I've found is, like, somebody commented on the video 2 days ago, and they asked, I think he said he was 1500, like, do you have any tips? I do have another tip for you. I think the more observations that you can make about a position and put them into words, the better that you're going to do. Like, if you just look at a position, and you can practice this with anybody's games, you should especially practice it during your games. But when you're coming up with plans and you're calculating, you calculate checks, captures, attacks, but that doesn't help you strategically. What helps you strategically is to understand the dynamics of the position, the things that can be put into words. Like, I have a queenside majority. I have a 2-on-1. This is currently pinned. Like, these rooks see each other through this. So I knew that if he ever moved this rook, that would be a potential problem. What was another thing that I noticed? It was something about moving the knight. I don't remember now. But, you know, look at what pieces defend what pawns. I think I was just thinking that if you do this, that I might be able to win this pawn or something. I don't know. I had some, you know, goofball idea, as I always do. e5 is a very clear plan there, but, you know, just I think the more observations that you can make about a position to understand, you know, like when the queen steps here, like these pieces are making contact. These pieces are making contact for your opponents too. Like, the entire time I'm checking this diagonal to see if he takes, what kind of challenges will that bring me. A lot of times against Phi and Keto setups like this on the king side, you want to make sure that this diagonal is just straight up clear of stuff. You can bring your queen to c2 to defend these two squares where you'll most likely have a knight and a pawn, and then from there you can kind of really control a lot of their play. So, making observations, and then, yeah, I guess that's just the easiest way to put it into words, like what pieces are defending what pieces are interacting with each other, and then from there you can kind of exploit that to say, okay, well, if he's defending that, then that means that if I do this, he can't take. Like, I could put my piece on an impossible square where it can be taken, but it can't actually be taken because of this tactic. And, like, you make these observations, you're going to see tactics more, you're going to see strategy more. I don't know. I'm just yapping at this point. I'm not going to lie, though, guys. Like, I've been just so tired that I just knew I was going to win this game. I don't know, like, after yesterday, when I played those games against opponents, the only games that I lost were because I made terrible blunders. And, you know, that's on me. Obviously, like, you can't be making blunders like that if you want to be an 1800 level chess player. But it also gives a sense of confidence to say, like, that's the only way that they can beat me. So if I can just get my shit together and not make stupid, and I mean emphasis on the word stupid, mistakes, then, like, it's a wrap. And that's how I kind of approached this game, was I wasn't trying to hyper-analyze every single thing to say, you know, is this the exact perfect correct plan or not? Because I'm like, as long as I don't blunder, like, he's not gonna frickin' beat me. And that's exactly what happened. I just played solidly, progressed further and further into his position until finally he blundered a tactic and then I win. Like, I don't know, maybe I should pull, it's only 25 minutes into the video, like I'm sure that a lot of people have already stopped watching, but I should pull up some of these games from yesterday. Like, we'll be fair and we'll only look at my losses, right? Like, this was the loss that I played off camera right after I stopped recording. Very normal Queen's Indian position. Queen c2 defends the pawn. Okay, here he's pressuring stuff. He's already made a big mistake. All I have to do is go check, and then he's got his pieces all wrapped together. As a matter of fact, it already wants him to just give up the piece. What is the matter with this? Oh yeah, because just this, and you're winning the piece anyway. Like here, takes with check, then you take this. So he's already blundered. And what do? I go here. And then I just blunder a pawn. And then what's worse? I just go bishop g2. Like, I have no problem showing this to you guys anymore. Like, this is what happens to me when I am just that, like, busy at work and just that tired all the time. This one. Like, same exact position. No, wait, is this the game that we just looked at? No, it's a little different. So here, same thing. We need to defend the pawn, but it's better to do it like this. Because now if you take, then we have knight e5, and this is actually pinned to the undefended bishop, and we win the piece back. f5, we give this check, and then we have this classic tactic. So I'm just not paying attention to any of that. I'm just playing. And here, I literally have a tactic to win the game again, where I know about this tactic. If you guys remember, I played this in a game to win when I was behind on material, where this knight move uncovered a discovered attack on the queen, and I ended up winning the queen for 2 pieces and then converting. So, like, it's not like I don't know this stuff. And then here, I tried to be more attentive, and then I'm, like, adding pressure, you know, just kind of, like, going stuff, and then boom. I just hang my rook in one move. Perfectly winnable game. I'm up 3 minutes on the clock. The eval is literally minus 0.1. He's up a pawn, but it's, for all intents and purposes, a heavy piece endgame where he's up a pawn and all the pawns are on the same side of the board. Like, I have excellent drawing chances here. Hang the rook. His knight was just there. Let's look at this one. I mouse slipped in the opening because I was so tilted. Like, I was just playing so fast. Like, e6 is my move here. This is what I like to play. And then, unless they go here, then, like, let's say c3, for instance. This is already very dubious. We already have connected D and C pawns in the center of the board. It happens very often. Look, that was his idea anyway. Maybe he wouldn't have played that if I played e6 first. But regardless, he still just completely flubbed the opening. And then I go for this stupid idea where I start attacking his pieces that are all defended. He goes there, and now I have this cool tactic where I can go here, and the pawn is not defendable. So his best move is a3, and then we can just take. But anyway, I missed that, of course. And then I'm just, like, trying to break, trying to do stuff. And the whole entire time in my mind, I'm like, I'm just going to go for mate. I'm just going to set up the battery, and I'm just going to go for mate. Step into this tactic. How many times have you guys seen me fall for this? Yeah. I mean, I'm worse. I'm decidedly worse, you know, it's +2 here, but, like, you don't have to allow this. You can play this, and then, I don't know, even just, like, go here. That's not a great move, because it allows a queen trade, but just don't allow Yeah, just something that doesn't allow that move, you know? Then at least I have chances, but... Let's look at one more. Oh, yeah. This one was hilarious. I was typing to Apex during this. He played like a version of the Budapest Gambit, and he just played it terribly. Like, absolutely terribly. He plays D6. And I know that I'm already much better. I can just go here. I can even go bishop g5, which is what the engine is showing. And then, you know, like, what are you going to do? Block with the pawn? We'll just take it. That kind of idea. And then he does this. I'm like, bro, I can just take. And now we can trade everything, and I'm just up a pawn. And my position is much better than yours. And here, I took a minute. I found the critical move because he's threatening this. I don't want to develop knight a3 or anything like that. I want to develop quickly. So I find the right move. I go here to boot the knight. So I can, you know, it makes sense to take there. I go here and I'm like, all right, that's defended. I want to long castle. And I hang a fork. It's just brain dead. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's like I have two modes, bro. It's like either I'm killing it or I suck. Yeah, and even this, like not having the foresight to see that gets me pinned. Rook d3 takes. Yeah, regardless. But last and certainly not least, let me show you. This was the last game I played last night. This was so bad. Oh my god, this was so bad. This made me realize that 1800s are actually terrible at chess. So he plays a London. And I used to play the London. I know exactly how I like to play against the London. I like to play this line where you sack the bishop, except if you take the bishop, it's actually a blunder because your rook is trapped. I like this quite a lot. So his best move is to play DC, and then we go into this. And it's pretty equal, but I feel very comfortable in this position. I'm already threatening to take and win a pawn, which in a position like this can mean a whole lot. But regardless, he wastes a tempo and go here, and now my idea is to play c4 anyway, go for this idea. e3, opening up the dark squared bishop, preparing to push the pawn. He moves the knight, so that way, you know, just to develop his pieces. Now he moves the rook, so now I can't push anymore, because if he left the rook there, then I could push. And he can't take because his rook hangs. He can't take because, again, his rook hangs. So he moves the rook, which the engine gives an inaccuracy, but I actually find it to be pretty creative. And then I just go h6 because this light square bishop is going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Decisive in this game where I'm pushing on the queen side. His best move is 95. He misses it. My best move is to rotate my other knight around. I'm just developing to castle. Engine hates it. Whatever. Now I finally push, and I was expecting this because this is very clearly just better for him than the other way. Now I can play b5 and I can try to play against this structure. But for whatever reason, he took the other way. Like, that was my plan, was to play b5 and then bring my knights, you know, around and play against the structure. But he takes, and that allows my rook in. And this is a really helpful pattern to know in these positions where you're attacking on the queen side in, like, this queen spawn type of structure. The critical square is covered by the bishop. So he pushes, and I just accurately calculate, I can just take that. You can't take that, bro. Like your bishop's gonna hang. So I just take. And then his best move is to go rook a1, just trying to trade the rook, of which I would have played rook a8, but he goes here, and I'm like, bro, that move does nothing. I'm gonna push the pawn now. And then he has to sack the exchange, and then I'm just doubling on the a file, and I'm just gonna build pressure and start trading pieces. So that's what I do. Here was a little tricky. He took like this, because if I just make like a normal move, oops, your knight's trapped. Very tricky by my opponent. I liked that. But I played g5 to get my knight out. He goes there, I get my knight out. And then going here has the added benefit of defending this pawn, allows me to push the f-pawn. Now I take, allowing more trades. I go bishop here instead of bishop here because it skewers the knight to the king, forcing another trade. And now he has this isolated e-pawn. And then it was right at this moment that Pamela walked in the room, Mrs. Kiwi. And her and I were just chatting. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, like this game's in the bag. I just go here, you know, he can't stop promotion. And then boom. So I'm very clearly distracted. I'm really talking to her about like what we're going to do later and stuff. And then he plays this check and I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Again, all on me. All on me. Completely. 100%. No excuses, anything like that. But this is what I'm saying. Like, if I stop making mistakes, I'm going to win so much more than I do. And I'm not just talking about like, the small idiosyncrasies. I'm talking about these big mistakes. If I stop making these big mistakes, I'm going to do so well. But wait. This is a guess the ELO type shit. He takes there, and then I'm pissed. I'm so mad. I'm like, you know, just playing it out. And then I found this triangulation to win the pawn. But it's still a draw. All you have to do is this. And the king can't make any progress. But this 1800 level player. And if you're watching this video, bro, please comment. I don't know why you would be, but if you're watching this video, please comment and ask for help because I want to help you. I take the pawn and he plays king d2. I was literally messaging Apex during this game because him and I played a game prior to this. And I was like, this is the level that I'm at. Like, this is... So, obviously now it's a winning king and pawn endgame. But... he resigned right here. But... I cannot believe he played king d2, bro. I mean, this is like the fundamental of the fundamental. So I figured that you guys might find some laughter in this the same way that I did. But for those of you that don't know, I guess we should just show this. King e3, and you put yourself in opposition to the king. This is the drawing technique. You put yourself in opposition, and then no matter what move black does, you just blockade the pawn, or you step into opposition. If I go here, you go here. You have several moves to draw, but that's the simplest way. Like here, you can go here, here, just like anything in front of the pawn. The big thing is when the king steps forward, like let's manufacture a different, sorry, let me silence Discord. Let's manufacture a different situation. The big thing is when he comes up, I'll even go full screen for this. You can see the lines on the side, right? Right here. So king e3 is the only drawing move. You have to step into opposition and prevent the black king from making progress. Whereas, in this position, you see there's a ton of drawing moves. You can go here, 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 like whatever. It doesn't even matter. Because the point is that when you come up, you step into opposition. And here you even have more drawing moves. You can go here. You can probably even do some other stuff. Not that I would. I would probably just do this. The last thing to note is that whenever check comes, you just step in front of the pawn, and then here, 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 here. Eventually, it'll reach a point where if they continue doing the same thing, this is a blunder, sorry. If they do the same thing, you step into opposition one last time. If they give check, this just ends up being either stalemate or you lose the pawn. So king d3 here, whatever, and then it's just a draw. So that's how you have to draw. I didn't even realize that this was a blunder, by the way. I mean, I guess this makes sense, yeah, because now when you step back, the pawn push comes, and it's your move, and you can't step onto either of these two squares. So that would be another way to screw it up. But just step into opposition. Even if you have no idea, like, this specific technique, and you're in a king and pawn endgame, chances are that stepping into opposition for the enemy king is going to be the correct move. So this has been a play one game episode where I went through like 5 other games that I lost because it's just funny. But yeah, these were the 3 that I played in yesterday's video. And then I lost 1, 1-1, lost 2, 1-2, lost 1, 1-1. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games. 1, 2, 3, 4. I won 4 of them. And one of them wasn't even rated. The one against Apex wasn't rated. So, yeah, yesterday was a pretty rough day. The title of Brain Rot really holds up strong, that's for sure, but it's all good, man. It's all good. It is what it is. We're moving forward with it. You know, we're just going to do the best that we can, and I think that my big thing that I need to focus on is just to stop making so many big mistakes. I don't care about my openings as much. I don't care about end games as much. Like, if I feel like I have sufficient knowledge to get much further, but my constant, incessant blundering is just restricting me so badly. I need to figure it out. But oh my god, I look so tired. I look like a zombie. Terrible. Alright guys, if you made it this far in the video, thank you very much for watching. Comment down below if you made it all the way to the end where I said I look like a freaking zombie. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.